Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another round of sound. This is the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown. I'm Bob Pompeani. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have a lot to get into. Later in the program, we're going to talk about the state of Pitt basketball and football and which program is in better shape right now. We'll also get some talk about potentially Ohio State not making it to the College National Championship Final Four. It's a possibility because of COVID. We'll get into that, but the #1 topic tonight on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown is COVID related. It's the Steelers and the Ravens playing a game on Tuesday night. And here is your panel tonight to talk about these topics and more. My colleague Josh Taylor of KDKA in Studio B. Welcome back, Chris Adamski from Trib Live and the Tribune Review. And we have, of course, Jeff Hathhorn, who does a great job at 93.7 The Fan covering Pitt and the Steelers. And let's get right into it, guys. First off, the Ravens are going to be forced to play this game. Josh, is this a good thing for the NFL to finally say, and they did it with Denver today, you made this situation, you deal with it. It's better than trying to enforce a Week 18. At least I think so. Do you like the fact that the NFL is going to make these teams play through their own problems?
I think it's the best punishment they can levy, and it's the best one we can trust them to actually put out, because for what they probably should be doing or what they should have done and the punishments they've handed out, which none of which really add up, you add 2 and 2 and you get 16, it really doesn't make sense. This might be the best punishment that makes sense. This is your fault. You had your opportunity to do what you were supposed to do. You didn't do it. Now you made your bed, you got to lie in it. If that's the case, make the Ravens play this game. If I'm the Steelers, try to get 40 on them. Just put them in their graves, end their season, and be done, because they put themselves in this position.
Yeah, I'm with you, Josh. You know what Denver did? They had guys that weren't wearing masks. They made mistakes that caused their own problems. So, yeah, so what? I mean, I know it looks silly that they didn't have a quarterback, but that's their own fault. If you start halting games and pushing games back, you may never get a season in. I mean, COVID is not getting better, it's getting worse. Pitt football played without 16 players a week ago at Heinz Field. They played without 3/5 of their starting offensive line against Clemson, but they were forced to play the game. Ravens should have to play this game as well.
Yeah, I have no problem with them being forced to play the game. I have no problem with what happened to the Broncos today. My question is, what happens if this is the playoffs? That's a whole nother issue. That's an entirely different situation. If you have a playoff game, maybe a conference championship game, God forbid the Super Bowl, and the rating league MVP or the probable league MVP, we have the rating one in this game with the Ravens, can't play the game. You have 3/5 of your offensive line, whatever it is, you're down to 4 defensive linemen. Do you want to have the Super Bowl played that way, or even a wild card playoff game played that way? That's what I worry about. That's what the league has to have some sort of plan for. But yeah, regular season game, you do it. But there's a large caveat that we still might not play, and it might end up harming the Steelers because they can't play the game under the protocols if there are positive tests Monday or Tuesday during the day of the game. So then if you do move it, then the Steelers are harmed unless the forfeit, and I don't think you want to go down the forfeit road necessarily.
All right, beyond that now, and I think, Bill Cowher said today on the NFL Today, they're thinking potentially of a bubble maybe for the playoffs. That's another topic we'll get into down the road. But, okay, play the game as a punishment. I agree with what you guys are saying. But, Jeff, there will also be punishment from the league. What should it be? We saw New Orleans get a $500,000 fine and lose a 7th-round pick because they partied, danced around in the locker room without masks. We saw John Gruden get a 6th-round pick taken away because he didn't have his mask right. What should the Ravens get for this? Because it was induced, it was put together by a guy who completely forgot about the protocols or choose to look the other way.
Well, the Raiders and the Saints weren't the only teams to break NFL protocols, but it shows the vindictiveness of the NFL. They don't like the Raiders. The Saints have ripped them for numerous reasons over the last few years. Those two teams get draft picks taken away. Tennessee, well, they'll probably throw them a party at the end of the year and fund all of it. I mean, they need to take draft pick or picks away from the Baltimore Ravens. That's how you do it. The fines don't matter to these guys. They're insignificant to these billionaire owners. Take draft picks away, and let's see what they do. They swept Tennessee under the rug. What are they going to do? An assistant coach breaks the rules, and he did it on purpose. He knew what he was doing. They need to take draft pick or picks away, and I'm saying higher than a 6th. I want a draft pick that's significant taken away from the Ravens.
I say a third rounder. Take that pick because that's a pick that might make a difference. Not a day 3 pick. Take a day 2 pick. And that's just the baseline. If you want to take a first round pick, go ahead. But it needs to be at least a day 2 pick. I agree with Jeff on this one because you're right. We could talk about maybe finding them 7 figures. But here's the thing. That's a drop in the bucket in a league that makes billions and they hand out millions to the teams in revenue sharing every year. So if you're going to really hit them where it hurts, hit them where their future is going to be hurt, just like we're hitting them where the present's hurt by making them play games, hit them in the future too. Take a day 2 round pick.
I'm curious what the discipline. The Ravens announced very vague that they were disciplining the staffer that did break the protocol, and it reminds me of NCAA tournament or sorry, NCAA like a basketball team or football team, the self-imposed sanctions. It's
a preemptive strike.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing.
And we don't know what it is. And the league, I presumably does know, but you're right. Unless you get up into that second day draft pick, it really, yes, I know general managers, they're valuable. Don't get me wrong. Kevin Colbert loves his 6th-round picks. It does hurt, but until you get up into the first or second day in terms of the draft picks, because fines aren't really going to do too much either. And there is precedent. I mean, you can make the case that this is more damaging. If this game can't be played Tuesday, and we're not there yet, I know, but if you have to skip an entire game, make an entire week, inconvenience an entire one of your marquee franchises and maybe cause them to lose out on a historic season because of it, that's significantly more damaging to the league perhaps than even, Spygate or whatever other things they've been disciplined handed out for.
Chris, you talked about college basketball. There's a word or a phrase that the NCAA likes to use with this all the time. Lack of institutional control. That is what the Ravens have shown. It's what the Titans have shown. It's what the Raiders and the Saints have shown. So it really does. You might have found the right way to frame this. It's lack of institutional control. And we see the NCAA wield it around. Now, granted, sometimes they'd like to spin a wheel and see who gets punished for what. Maybe the NFL's borrowing it. I don't know. But it feels like that. This feels like lack of institutional control.
Yeah, here's the thing that bothers me. The Ravens then came out and said, we're going to put this discipline. We're going to do it ourselves. But yet they had to have known that he was breaking the rules when he was breaking the protocol rules because he wasn't wearing a mask. He was dealing with players, and he also didn't have that tracking device on. Have about a minute left. Chris, real quick, we'll go to you, and then Jeff, and then Josh finally. And that's about this game now. All of a sudden, the Ravens are 10-point underdogs. The Steelers, it would appear to have sort of a gimme, but I know that's dangerous to think that way. How do you think this game is going to play out? Start with you, Chris.
We'll see who goes all on the field. I guess it's easier to kind of predict or map out this game than it was the Denver game where you had a practice squad wide receiver as the quarterback. And as Cam Hayward pointed out earlier today that RG3 is the last quarterback that beat the Steelers. So they do have experience there. RG3, I know he hasn't played in a long time, but, the Ravens, they're backed into a corner, and they don't like the Steelers. They want to end the Steelers' perfect season. They need this win now all of a sudden in the playoff race just to stay, even with the 17 playoff, to stay alive for it, or at least to stay in the spot for it. So it's not going to be a gimme, I don't think, especially with the Steelers losing players too.
And Cam did say that this smells to me much like what if it was Mike Tomlin's shoe on the other foot. Harbaugh's going to have these guys believing. No one believes we can win. I think they're going to come out and play a tough game. I do. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think the Ravens are going to bring everything they have. This is going to be their moment after all the struggles to have us against the world, and I think it's going to be a tough game.
I'll use another Mike Tomlin saying, a war of attrition. That's what I'd like to see in this game, and I'd like to use 3 words for the Steelers. Benny Snell football. Wear them down, beat them into the ground. They got, half a roster that's available?
Yeah.
Use that to your advantage, wear them down, and just ground them into powder and win by 2 or 3 possessions. That's what I'd like to see for the Steelers.
It's pretty amazing when you look at their COVID roster. It's better than their current roster. They have 5 defensive line players, including Calais Campbell out on it. They have Judon and McPhee and linebackers. All these guys are not going to play in this game. It looks easy. It won't be easy, but at least hopefully it will get played. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs winners again. Keep putting pressure on the Steelers. Who's better, the Chiefs or the Steelers right now? We'll ask the panel when we come back. It's the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown here on KDKA-TV.